What up, man? It's your big brother K-Rino. Just making sure the volume is on point, man. We are here in the atmosphere. I meant to get at y'all a little earlier. I wasn't able to, but I'm here now. So I don't know how long I'll be on here. I don't think I'm gonna be on here that long. I got a lot of work to do, and I got caught up watching this TV show, and it kind of threw me off. But we here, man. We're gonna get an open topic in with y'all, catch y'all up on a few things. Got a few announcements to make. Some of the same announcements. I know some of y'all are probably upset with me, probably upset with your big brother, but guess what? It's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right, man. Um, X8703 said, "What do you watch?" I was actually watching, rewatching The Last Dance. I was watching The Last Dance, the Michael Jordan documentary. I hadn't seen it since the first time when it first came out, so I was watching that. But I also was doing some other stuff. Got a few events going on this weekend. Walaikum salam. Is that XX Furquan? I see you, man. Much love to Chicago, man. The headquarters. Righteous by Nature's in the building. Yeah, man, we're going to do an open topic real quick. So, of course, anything that y'all want to ask me, anything that y'all may have on y'all mind that y'all want to ask your big brother about, feel free. The rules are as stated. If I know the answer, or if I think I know the answer, I'll give it. If I don't, I'll say I won't. Everything we do is done with respect and maturity. So we can disagree. Let's just not be disagreeable. Let's not be childish and ignorant and crazy. All right. I see Regional Sky Girl is in the building. Jay Keezy is in the building. Rucker's in the building. Oh man, I see the families in here, man. We're gonna get it on Jesse P. So this what we're gonna do. Like I said, we'll get it going. I don't really want to hold y'all long. I haven't. I'm not gonna even say it. I haven't even, but I'm not gonna say it. All right. A few things going on. If y'all have not watched this week's episode of the Underground Dialogue podcast, I advise y'all to do so. If you're still up late night after we get off of this live stream, go check it out. Underground Dialogue podcast with the OG Ronnie Spencer. You know, people inside the state of Texas and Houston, they're well familiar with who Ronnie Spencer is. People outside of Texas may or may not be as familiar, but you know, he's a singer who sung on some of the more classic H-Town rap records that have come out. Man, this brother, he's had some health challenges that he is in the process of overcoming. And it's a real dope interview. He talked about a lot of things that went on with him while he was just in a vulnerable state. And so y'all want to check that out, man. These hospitals and stuff, man, you got to be careful. Got to be careful, man. Okay, well, let's get it on, y'all. I ain't gonna do too much yapping. Renee says, "Cool. Next, watch the Diddy documentary." I've watched it. I already saw it. I already saw. If you're talking about The Reckoning, I already saw it. So yeah, I watched it. I did see the Diddy documentary. I've been catching up on a lot of this stuff. Righteous by Nature said he just got through watching Which Way Is Up, one of my favorite movies by my all-time favorite comedian, Richard Pryor. Yeah, I love that movie, man. That was my first time. I can't say nobody's ever done it before, but that was my first time seeing somebody play like 3 characters in one movie. That was my first time seeing that, so that was pretty cool. Yeah. Open topic, y'all. So get y'all questions in now. I want to shout out to everybody who so far has purchased the new comic book, The Annihilation Evil Machine, whether you just purchased a single book or you got the whole box. We appreciate the love. I want to say something real quick because um, we didn't ship on the date that we planned on shipping. And I just have to explain to y'all, sometimes things happen. So a lot of times we just ask for we humbly and respectfully ask for y'all's patience. Don't be so quick to think that somebody is scamming and frauding and stealing money and all that. No, that's not our MO at all. It's just we didn't ship on the date, and all it would have taken. Well, we should have reached out and said, we're delaying the shipping. That's number one. But anybody's free to reach out and say, well, hey man, what's going on? And we would have let you know. So we had one complaint, one situation. It's not everybody, it's just one complaint. But we got to be more patient. We coming. We want y'all to have the product. We want you to have it. Can you dig it? But yeah, the Annihilation the Evil Machine comic book is available. I'll put all the information in before we jump off. All right. Meanwhile, let's go. MC Josiah, I appreciate the love, appreciate the donation. Said been working heavy on my next album. You say next album? I didn't know you had your first one out. Maybe I missed it, but man, congratulations. Keep on. As for my album, I know a lot of y'all say, man, you said. Yeah, but we had some personal family issues that had to be resolved that took us out the studio for a while. So, and that's still in the process of getting together, but we coming. Yeah. Let me see. It's open topic, so this is the night. This is the night, man. Y'all always like to ask me off-topic stuff when I have a topic. This is the night. Horace Gully Jr. says, what do you think about, what's that, stoicism? And do you consider Machiavellianism evil or necessary? I'm not familiar with stoicism. I'm not going to lie. I don't even know what that is. I've heard of Machiavellianism, but I'm not detailed enough to speak on whether it's good or evil. I know who Machiavelli was a little bit, but to be honest with you, I can't answer those questions because I'm not familiar with those terms, my brother. But you're gonna make me. You just gave me some homework. I appreciate it. Or maybe you can explain what it is, and I'll help us all out for those who may not know. Yeah. Furquan says, I was burning alive, but you complained about the smell of the ashes. Yeah, I forgot who. Come on, man. Yeah, help the man that's burning alive and quit complaining about the smell of the ashes. Luis Flores says, can we speak about Christmas and how it really is? And how it really is? Well, I mean, I'm grateful that in this day and age, a lot of people have really started to do more research. We are in an age where people are still very gullible. People are still very quick to believe whatever they see on TV, whatever they see on social media, whatever the newsman tells them. People are still like that, but there are a lot of people who have reached a point in their development where they are like, if they hear something, they're gonna check it out. And a lot of these holidays fall under that category. I'm glad to see people waking up to the deception that is a lot of these so-called holy days or holidays, as they call them. Christmas was just another one. And I know a lot of people don't like to hear you talk like that because we fell in love with these days so intensely that they become a part of us, and we look forward to um, these traditions. And while I'm never a person who is going to ever knock family time, because sometimes that's the only time the families get together is around that time. And if that's the only time you got, then all for it. But as far as a lot of the rituals and the Christmas trees and the actual lie about that being the date, the birth date of Jesus the Christ, all of these things have to be researched, have to be vetted, have to be shown to be um, untrue to anybody who's coming up following that. We have to get out of the point where we perpetuate that lie to our children. We got to stop doing that, you know, because I've said this many times before. You have people that will straight up say, man, I know, man, I just do it for my children, man. I mean, I know what it is. So all of these things are things that we got to deal with, and it's not going to change if the people who know the truth turn a blind eye and act like it's still the truth when it's not. So yeah, Jason Brody say he got his notification. That's what I'm talking about. Jay Keezy, the Jordan King, says, in your mind, Wizard, who's the greatest storyteller in rap? I'm gonna say Face. Yeah, Face. Yeah, Slick Rick always gets that vote, and rightfully so. Nas is a great storyteller. Ice Cube. Who else? But yeah, I mean, Face Face is definitely. You're not gonna get no argument out of me about Face being the greatest storyteller in rap history. You won't get no argument out of me. Yeah. Jesse P, what's your thoughts on Trump striking Nigeria yesterday? Um, I think anybody who had been following the situation saw it coming. Um, I also feel like it's part of a part of it's part of another plan that's coming to America. No pun intended. But yeah, we kind of seen it coming. We knew this was gonna happen, man. This is a very dangerous regime that's in office right now in America, and it's a very reckless regime, and they are stacking up the building blocks. They are stacking up the bad credit. They're building up bad credit, and the fall of America is coming. It's already in motion, but with every move that's carried out by this regime, um, it pushes that fall a lot closer to being. So that's what I'll say about that. But it's unfortunate because we know that it's rooted in deception, it's rooted in lies, but it's only the beginning. Furquan says, in your song, The Session, did that really happen? No, that didn't really happen. Nah, maybe it happened to somebody, but no, that didn't really happen. That's just another one of my stories that my imagination took me to. I was like, man, that would be dope to make a song about that. Yeah. Is that Jesse Antolano ever tapped into consciousness or got that deep? Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, I've tried to travel into my own mind a few times. I think we've all done it. If we haven't, we should try. One of the biggest things that bother me, there are a couple of things that bother me, and I don't mean bother me in like a just a horrible way. I mean just things that I wish that my curiosity is not satisfied on, and that is the access, the total and complete access of the brain. You know, we know that well, we're taught that we're not accessing the fullness of our brain, and I just always have wondered, like, what would our capabilities be if we were able to access 100% of our brain. One of my favorite movies was that movie Lucy that came out some years back, where the lady was given the ability to access 100% of her brain, and she just was able to do everything. And I don't personally look at that as being far fetched. If you have, you know, we talk that we are God's children of the Most High, and God is a supreme being. You know, I just wonder if we had the ability to access that much of our brain power, how much more will we be able to do? The other thing that that piques my curiosity is the universe, God's creation of the universe, and how big the universe really is. You really can't even wrap your mind around how big the creation is, man. I mean, just if you think about how big the planet Earth is, if you have an understanding of that, just the planet that we live on is so massive, but in the scale of the universe, the Earth is so insignificantly tiny when you think about other planets and other solar systems and the galaxy we live in and other galaxies, and just the thing, man, it's mind blowing when you think about it. So I've had this curiosity I would love to be able to access that, but in the distances from planet to planet and from galaxy to galaxy, and man, we are so tiny, y'all. Y'all don't understand. We are so little in the grand scheme, the grand scale. Yeah. Best local agent said Ronnie was incredible. Talking about Ronnie Spencer. Now go check out the interview on the Underground Dialogue podcast. Ronnie was an incredible inspiration. A prophet gets no love in his own land. That's right. That's right. And I always say that when certain artists come on our show, because they'll talk about how they don't get no love in the city. And I know y'all could probably speak to that too. If you got rappers that are from y'all city, for y'all state, that may be known, but they don't get their love at home. It's just something about home. And I'm not one of the people that say home don't support, because I get a lot of support from H Town, but and other artists get a lot of support, but people are always say, man, I don't get enough. And that may be true, but then you go somewhere else and everybody just love you. So hard to explain why that is, but I think, and like I said in the interview, I think that's when people used to seeing you all the time, you know, it's not a big deal to people like that. Yeah. That's what's up, Jason. It's all good. Jesse says, crazy how these movies all give out secrets to the universe. And not just secrets to the universe, they give out schemes and plans on what they plotting and planning to do right here. Because I guess in the same breath where I would talk about my fascination with the universe, that's cool, but we got to balance it to make sure we keep our eyes focused on what's going on in our world too. Because you make a great point. A lot of things that happen in Hollywood that they show us in these movies are just peeks into their mind of what they may have planned and just reflections of what they really have in store. So a lot of times we look at stuff as just, oh, that's just a movie, that's just a script. But it's not. That's not always the case. Ungrateful Ninja. Yeah. I got love for Kwanzaa. I celebrate Kwanzaa pretty much every year. I always find myself performing at some Kwanzaa event every year. So yeah, today is actually now it's the second day of Kwanzaa. I can never remember the days, you know. I remember the names of a lot of, but I can never remember what day is what. But yeah, I'll be participating. I'll be attending some Kwanzaa events. I got a couple of shows tomorrow night, so I probably won't make it to any Kwanzaa events tomorrow night. With Saturday night usually be that popping night, but I'll get somewhere before the week is over with. Demario says, "Hey K, what's your favorite KRS-One album?" Of course, Criminal Minded is my favorite. Followed closely, a close second being By All Means Necessary, but Criminal Minded, my favorite rap album of all time. Yeah, favorite rap album of all time. Is that you're not relatable? Says hell yeah, hell yeah. Which Way Is Up is also one of my favorites. Love movies without happy endings. But you know what? Which Way Is Up was kind of a happy ending because at the end he accepted, because everything that went wrong, it was his fault. Think about it. It was his fault. He lost his wife. It was his fault. Then he lost the lady that he left his wife for. It was his fault. And his best friend crossed him out. He sold out. Remember he started moving up in the company. He started setting his people out and all that. And then he got tied in with them. So at the end, once he lost everything, he was upset. But he thought about it and was like, you know what? It is what it is. And he walked down that long road, you know. So in my eyes, I think it wouldn't. Things didn't end like he wanted it to end, but he knew he was wrong. Yeah. Is that Al the Pal says, what it do? CSPM dropped his album with you on one of the tracks. See, he got Sauce Walker also. Guess he showed love to South Park Hood. Yeah. I didn't know. I didn't even know the album was out, but somebody hit me up and they started sending me certain. They sent me the track that I'm on. So yeah, man, it's what it is. Uh-oh. Yeah. Did I hear about the orchestrated shooting in Bondi, Sydney? Yeah, I heard about that. That was what, a week or so ago? I heard about it. Surprised to see that in Australia. Australia has one of the lowest mass shooter incidents rates in the world. The last I remember, you know, those are things that we used to seeing over here in America, but to see that in Australia, I was surprised. But I know it can happen anywhere. Yeah. Jason Brody, what's you say? What I know that's a touchy subject. What's a touchy subject? Is that in Menandum 246? Any features with cannabis? I think indirectly. Shout out to homie Marco Polo. Shout out to Cambada. I did a couple of songs with Marco Polo and Cambada. I think cannabis might be on one or two of those songs. So it should be some stuff coming up. One of the coolest things I did last year, y'all, I was on a Zoom call with Marco Polo, Cambada, and Cannabis for like about an hour or something. We were just chopping it up, talking about rap, and man, it was dope. I wish y'all could have saw it. I wish y'all could have saw it. I wonder if Marco Polo got that. If he kept that. You know, you can record and keep those Zoom calls. Best local agent next year chaos preview. Man, I don't know, man. I'm not a prophet. Um, we just gonna pray for God's peace. Like I said, America's falling, and the heat gonna turn up at some point. But it's not my call to say when. It's just all I can say is we just have to be prepared in every aspect. NK Rez, have you heard about US? Yeah, we just got through talking about that. Yep. Smooth Coasting, have you ever heard of the idea that the Americas is the true old world? No, I'm not familiar with that. What do you mean when you say the Americas being the true old world? First of all, what is the old world? We know what the Americas are: North, South, Central. But what do you mean when you say um, the Americas being the true old world? I don't know the context. Jesse P says, who is going to be featured on the new album? We going probably all South Park Coalition as far as rappers. Point Blank will be on the album, you know, different people. Klondike Cat possibly. But I got some singing hooks that I don't want to do. Y'all know I ain't no singer. I can carry a note, but I can't sing like that. So other than that, you know, I ain't been feature heavy. I don't be feature heavy like that. It's been a while. Weedor76 says Stoicism is an ancient Greek and Roman philosophy focused on living a virtuous, happy life. What's that say? Eudaimonia, by cultivating inner resilience, focusing on what's within our control, and acting right. Well, that sounds logical to me. That sounds cool to me. If we're talking about, you said focus on living a virtuous, happy life by cultivating inner resilience, focusing on what's within our control, and acting right. Yeah, that's a principle that operates under many names. Okay, so yeah, I'm with that. Cool. And Droctagon 1 adds on to it and says Stoicism is a branch of philosophy dating to the pre-Socratics, derivative of, I guess, teaching the Socrates, since y'all mentioned the Greek, you know. But I mean, all of those things, all those principles are rooted further back than Greek and Roman and those things. But the principle itself is cool. Who would have a problem with that? Al Lapal says Stoicism is just being kind of numb. Well, you know, when people say that somebody has a stoic demeanor, and that's the first thing I thought about with somebody, oh man, he's stoic. He just has a stoic demeanor, as if he's just dry and unmoved or lacking emotion. But according to the definition they gave me, that seems like it means something else. Yeah, I see you, Demetrius. Core stoic virtues is wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Nothing wrong with none of that. XA703, are you still open to falling in love with the new woman? Whoa, where'd that come from? I mean, I didn't know I had been open to falling in love with a new woman. No, just to answer the question. Phantom Face Final. Say, caught me at work again, big bro. Man, I feel like I haven't, even though I know I've been on here, I feel like I hadn't been on here in a while, man. I'm just good to see. I see a lot of new faces on here tonight, but you know, it's always good when the OGs come through. Phantom Face Final and Jesse P. and who else? A lot of the OGs that been here for forever, man. Y'all know I ain't got nothing but love for all of y'all. Alapal says, stoic book helped me slow down drinking. Drank for like 3 years straight. I still drink, but not like that. Anything that improves you as a person, makes you a better person, can't be bad. Mind Quest says, Dave ain't Dave anymore. What Dave? Who you talking about? You just randomly bust out and say Dave ain't Dave. How do we know what Dave you talking about? What do you mean? Jesse Antolano, you believe in astrology? I'm not a follower of astrology. Of course, astronomy is a real thing, but I'm not a believer in zodiacs and signs and horoscopes and that those things being connected to, like you say, the planets and my life, and I don't believe in that. I believe we make our own fortunes for the most part. We create our own realities for the most part. And people of all different so-called zodiac signs have different personalities. Some have the same. It's all twisted and intermingled to where there's no set template that determines because you're this, it makes you this way, or because you're so supposedly that, it makes you that way. I don't believe in that. Widor says the happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. I believe that. Therefore, guard accordingly and take care that you entertain no notions unsuitable to virtue and reasonable nature. Yeah, you are what you eat and you are what you think. And when you start to pile on negative thoughts, every single thing that happens, you just gravitating towards the negativity. Now you start to become that. You start to become a negative entity. You start to invite negativity. Your mind starts to expect the worst. I believe that you start to consciously and subconsciously will into existence negativity. So you have to reverse your thought process to where it's like, well, man, things might be going bad for you in this moment, but I'm going to be under the strength and the belief and the faith that it's going to turn around. It's going to get better. We're going to fix it. We're going to fix it. We're going to fix it. I'm playing a sport. We down by 20 points in the fourth quarter. We're going to come back and win. We're going to keep playing because we're going to come back and win. We're not going to be, well, we lost this one. Nah, we're going to keep fighting, man. You have to push for the positive result. You have to always think, and that's easy to do when things are going good, but the best way to practice it is when things are going bad, when things are at its maybe not at their worst, but even at their worst, when things are rough for you, to keep a positive outlook. Believe in the Most High. Believe that he will help you reverse your situation for the better. and then start working towards reversing it. Don't start pouting and whining soon as things start to go left. Fix it. Turn that steering wheel back and line it back up. Yeah. James Harper. Is any of the songs you did with Cambada gonna be on your new album? No, it was just two. We'll do some more at some point. But no, I think they're going on a project that Marco Polo is putting together. I think. Don't quote me on that. I see you, Luis. Yes, a lot of great storytellers, man. I see y'all putting some great storytellers down. Yeah. Locksmith. Okay. Yeah, Locksmith's amazing. Yeah, absolutely. Locksmith is dope. 8 Ball. Yeah, that's right, OG Critic. 8 Ball for sure. That Lost album was he was a monster on that Lost album. He was a monster. This is open topic tonight, man. So y'all, whatever questions y'all got for your big brother, feel free. Y'all going in there. Yeah, Ice-T is a dope storyteller. I appreciate the love, best local agent. Really Real says they're all reckless. It's gross. Talking about these so-called world leaders. Is that Euplocephalus, 2003. I see you. Yeah. MC Josiah says, I'm back again. Also, yes, I have quite a few albums under my belt. I have 2 albums on my platform right now. Granted, every album I've ever released has been an EP. Hey, man, that's work. That's how you do it. Keep putting it out, man. Yeah, man, we're living in some wild times, man. Trip Doctor 28 says, what are your thoughts about drill rap and how it's affecting the black youth? Well, any rap that contributes to the degenerative behavior in our black youth is a negative thing, and we got to clean up our content. We got to clean up our content. Now that's easier said than done. It's easy to say, but when you got a lot of these brothers who've been manipulated by the industry to put out that kind of music because it makes money and it may make them a little money, but it makes the industry more money. See, I think that a lot of our young brothers and sisters who make a lot of what they call the negative rap, I think if we took the approach that we would take if we were in the streets and we found out that somebody was trying to mess over us or deceive us in some kind of way, we would act on that immediately to do everything to not let ourselves be deceived. I think we should take that same approach when it comes to this industry. If we can just come to understand and make our young brothers, our young rappers understand, and older rappers understand that, look, man, this is an agenda. This is set up to make us rap, ignorant rap. So we can put this kind of music out and our audience hears it and starts to act on it or act like it. When a lot of the rappers that's rapping it ain't even living it like that. So if we understand now, man, they set it up like they tricking us. Who wants to be tricked and deceived? But the problem is when the money, this is what muddies the water. If they say, well, man, we'll give you $500,000, $1 million, 250,000 to somebody who's never had that kind of money before, now they looking at it like, wow, we'll play the song on the radio, we'll put you on a big tour, but you got to keep making this kind of music. This is what's in. This is what works. This is you. So we got to go to the root, because we can look at the music, and rightfully so, but we also got to look at the means by which the music is being spread out. Yeah, man, we got a lot of work to do, man. We behind, bro. We are in the third, late third, early fourth quarter, and we down by 20. Really Real says, do you think that other people can steal people's intellectual property somehow? Absolutely. It happens all the time. People can absolutely steal you can, like I said, when I talk about the industry, the deception that's carried out by the industry, when they make you sign a contract, a lot of cases an artist is signing over the rights to their intellectual property. They're signing over the rights to their publishing. They're signing over the majority. They're signing to give up the majority of their royalties. So, and if you want to just get real metaphysical with it, we talk about intellectual property, just your whole thought process being under the control of the powers that run this industry. That's a different aspect of it, because they're telling you what to think, how to think. Just like I said earlier, what directions to take your music to. Take your music in this direction. This works for you. They will suppress you intellectually. They will oppress you, but they will suppress you intellectually, because sometimes an artist reaches a point where they wake up. You may have been making negative music. You may have been making music that's detrimental to the community. And then one day you come into some knowledge and you wake up and say, man, I ain't doing this no more, man. I'm going to start putting a more impactful message in my music. And then people are like, no, you're not. No, you're not. Yeah, man. Made in Empire's image. Are we going to become transhuman? What is transhuman? I could guess what you mean, but I'm not going to do that. Give me your definition and I'll tell you what my opinion is. That's what's up, Josiah. Come on with it. You be dropping them EPs. You can give us a whole album. Best local agent. Do you ever actually listen to your songs? If so, do you do it as yourself, as a critical, or as a fan and enjoyment? A little bit of all of it. But I don't listen to my music a lot. It's very rare when I listen to my music, which allows me to, when I do listen to it, I can listen to it as a fan, because a lot of times I don't remember what I'm saying. If it's something I really haven't heard in a long time, I'm like, I'm not familiar with the song. But always as a critic, because I know it's me and I'm listening for mistakes, I'm listening for ways I could have said it, delivered it better. So, yeah. Horace Gully says Machiavellianism is being more strategic than emotional. It's being sly as the fox and dominant as the lion. It's understanding that human nature is fickle, unpredictable. And see, that's what I'm saying. A lot of these things are they've been given terms, they've been given names, labels that, but the actual principles themselves have been in existence forever. It's just another label added to it, or an individual may have pushed it and their name is attached to it, like Freudism, Marxism, somebody whose name is attached to an idea because that idea was perpetuated by that individual. So, but when you're talking about being more strategic than emotional, first thing I thought about a lecture that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan gave. He said, rising above emotion into the thinking of God. So he say strategic, we are playing chess. We are making moves that are setting us up for success down the line. For the next move, that's strategy. I'm going to move this here, because if I move this here, he'll move this there, and I can boom, whatever the situation is. But to the removal of emotion is the most difficult part of anything that we have going on in life. That's the most difficult thing to do, because if you're having a disagreement with somebody, if you're trying to work something out with an individual and you may not be seeing eye to eye, how do you come to a resolution without voices raising, without emotion taking over and you getting frustrated or mad or angry or discouraged? How do you make decisions that will be for the benefit of you, or for the benefit of your family, or for the benefit of an entity that you are in control over, that would affect the lives of other people? How do you make those decisions without the inclusion of emotion? Well, say, man, hey, that's my cousin, man. My cousin, I want to give my cousin this promotion. Yeah, but your cousin ain't qualified. But this other person, you don't really like that person that much, but he's perfect for the job. You got to rise above emotion. You got to do the right thing, what's best for the situation. So we got a saying that goes around now where we tell, hey, man, get out your feelings. And it's funny how when someone says get out your feelings, they're basically saying to you, hey, man, look, this ain't no time for you to be emotional. Get out your feelings and let's accomplish what we need to be trying to accomplish. But the weird thing about that statement, that's one of the most emotion triggering statements that you could say to a person. The one thing, if you tell somebody, man, get out your feelings, that puts them deeper into their feelings. How many times, hey, man, you got to get out your feelings. I ain't in my feelings. Yes, you are. That triggers people more to be in them. So it's a process to be able to be in the midst of the storm and still keep your composure, to be focused on doing what's most effective in a situation, not basing it on how you may feel emotionally, but how you may think about it rationally or logically. Jesse says, I tapped into consciousness. I saw the evil in the world. Everything made sense. Street names, signs, addresses, numbers. I find that once I'm in alignment with God's teaching, started physics. Yeah, man. I mean, I would assume that's a blessing, man. You know, we can get ourselves into parts of our minds that we've never been in if we know how to do it. Because many of us have done it in small sample sizes. If you've ever fasted before, if you've ever fasted before, I mean like really fasted. Like I ain't talking about people who say, well, yeah, man, I'm fasting right now. Oh yeah, what kind of fast you doing? Oh man, I'm not gonna eat for 6 hours. I ain't trying to be disrespectful, but that's to me. Now let me say this. Let me not jump the gun. Maybe for you, that's a big step. Some people can't go 3, 4, 5, 6 hours without eating. So if you go 6, okay, cool. I guess I can't knock that. But I'm talking about if you really fasted, if you went like 2 or 3 days, like small, minimal amounts of time, 2 or 3 days is like lightweight for people who really, really fast. But it's still longer than the norm because most people don't fast much or at all. To where the thought of telling somebody, hey man, we're gonna go 24 hours without eating what? We're gonna go 48 hours without eating what? We're gonna go 72 hours without eating. Man, you crazy. But my point is, when you get to about that second, third day, you start to see stuff. And I ain't talking about I ain't speaking in no spooky like way. I'm saying that you have a different kind of focus because a lot of the worldly stuff doesn't have your interest when you lock into that. You're cleansing, you're reading, you're praying. Some people may meditate, and you're not putting poison into your body, so your clarity of mind starts to ramp up. And I can remember kind of just seeing stuff that didn't really bother me normally, and I can remember just being like, this that I won't say it disgusted me, but it was more like, mm-mm. You're calmer. You ain't ate nothing. You ain't got a bunch of energy to be. But what happens is after time, your body kind of locks back into feeling normal. I remember I'll get to that second day and I'll be like, oh, I can't do it, man. I'm finna violate. But if you go and hang on and you bust through that wall, it's like your body levels off like, okay, it's what it is. Made in Empire's Image says it's called subliminal messages, predictive programming. DLP is in the building, Raps and Beats. How many people remember the album that we released called R&B, Raps and Beats? A lot of my OGs. Thank you, Jesse P. Umoja. We got Emoja, Umani, Kuji Chagalia. Man, Nia. What else? But if you remember the album we did called Raps and Beats, the homie DLP is in the chat, and we getting ready to do part 2 real soon. We know we've been promising it a while, but your big brother been busy. Jesse say, I just came from a Kwanzaa event in Denver. Man, I probably won't catch one till Monday. I would love to catch something Saturday. Yeah. Trip Doctor says, do you have any funny Bushwick Bill stories? Yeah, actually, I do have a few of them. We became good friends 2 years before he passed. And man, do I have some stories to tell. Especially when he used to ask me to go buy some hard liquor. Yeah, and I feel like if you just happen to come across Bushwick on a regular day, even if you just around him for a few hours, you're going to have a Bushwick story or two. But I wrote about Bushwick in my book, Life Lessons and Lyrics. Yeah, I got a few Bushwick stories. Best Local says, did you listen to the new Mobb Deep Infinity? No. They got some Prodigy stuff on. They got some verses from Prodigy on there. Dirty World says subliminal when we're talking about Hollywood movies. Yeah, no doubt about it. Regional Sky Girl said movies, Secrets to the Universe. Mother Tynetta said that angels place in the minds of those in Hollywood what to put in the movies. They don't create it themselves. I'm so glad you said that, because I did hear that before. I did hear that before. That's right. Yeah, because they don't have that kind of wisdom. So you sure right. The Hollywood don't have that kind of wisdom. So it had to come from a higher place. You absolutely right. That was great comment. Mind Quest says Hollywood. The wood warlocks used to make their Harry Potter wands out of. Yeah, man, y'all remember Raps and Beats? Yeah. We coming with part 2, y'all. This is an open topic. Everybody that's in the chat right now, make sure that y'all go catch the latest episode of the Underground Dialogue podcast. I'm proud to say that we have been very consistent. Every Wednesday, we got an episode for y'all. 9 p.m. Central Time right here on YouTube, man. So y'all make sure that y'all go catch the latest episode with the OG Ronnie Spencer, man. Rec Shop Records, Screwed Up Click, UGK. Y'all have heard this man on classic records that have come out of the city of Houston, man. You definitely want to hear his story. Libertarian Minded, I see you. Brandon, I see you. OG's coming in, popping in. Jada Flow, I see you too. Yeah. Blessings, man. Hold on, who is this? Jay Bell. Jay Bell says, does this change when you're out around other people in civilization who are not fasting? What do you mean? Does what change? What do you mean? You said does this change when you're out around other people, the civilization who are not fasting? Does what change? I missed some of y'all okay, I don't know how I missed y'all comments. Cause I'm seeing some of your other comments now, J Bell. I don't know how I missed all this. I must have jumped some kind of way. Yeah, I missed a lot. Oh wow. Man, I missed a lot, man. Oh my gosh, I'm so far behind. Okay, J Bell, I'm gonna have to, cause I'm seeing a billion people that I missed, y'all. JK said I told Nip we need a battle of the gods part 2. Yeah, no question. Man, how did I miss this many comments, man? I see a whole bunch of people coming in that I didn't see, man. Man, that's crazy. Maid says, Brother K, I'm tired of LARPing for the souls of man. It's easier to sell your soul and whole. No. Unfortunately, Jesus saved me as a kid from demonic possession. God bless you. God bless you too. May we all find peace. No, man, you can't get tired. I put it like this. You can get tired in the mission, but don't ever let yourself get tired of the mission. See, it's going to be ups and downs. It's going to be frustrations and things of that nature. It's only easy to sell your soul when you just let go of the rope. You got to understand coming in what this situation consists of and who the type of individuals that you're dealing with. If you know what you're dealing with on both sides, what do I mean when I say both sides? The powers that be, the satanic powers that be, coming in, if you on that mission, if you in that mindset, you know who you're dealing with coming in. And if you don't, start studying. 2, you got to know the other side of the difficulty of how it is to deal with the people. The very people you trying to help and open their minds up and all that. Look, I can speak for what I see. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, I can only imagine how he feels at times and what he has to deal with trying to wake a people up who just won't move or too slow to move. And it's like, man, I'm trying to tell y'all, I'm trying to warn y'all, I'm trying to tell y'all, and we slow to move. All the while fighting that beast at the same time. So for me, that's what I try to think of in my little bitty, tiny little microscopic little works. I think about the minister who was like the gold standard. He's God's chosen. And I know that at times it probably gets, I won't say discouraging, but frustrating, but he knows he's going to be the winner. So if it's good enough for him to keep fighting through the turmoil, then who am I to be whining when I don't do a grain of a percent of the work that he does? Got to keep it going. Plans nonstop. I appreciate the love. Australia in the building. Appreciate that, Plans. Tech, what's up? Texas Tech in the building. We got 2 chats in a row. from my bro. Come on, Tech. 2 chats in a row for my SPC bro. We're going to let them know how it go. Connie, I see you. User DK3, I see you. Barry Tone Jones, what's going on, my brother? Good chopping it up with you tonight. This open topic tonight. The Tennessee takeover's in the building. Is that Dudro? I see you. Just checking in. Glad you checked in. Don't be a stranger. Subscribe to the channel and always have your notifications on, man. And subscribe to the Underground Dialogue podcast, man. We ain't gonna stop pushing this podcast. We're gonna push this podcast. We're gonna smush it all in your head like doing a noogie. Jimmy said that Ronnie Spencer interview was good. See, I just saw that. See, Jimmy, Kevin Robinson, certain people, man, Connie, always watch the podcast every week. JD, I know I'm forgetting some people. Yeah. Appreciate that, Jesse P. Day 1, Umoja equals unity. Day 2, Kuji Chagalia, self-determination. Day 3, Ujima, collective work and responsibility. Day 4, Ujama, cooperative economics. Day 5, Nia, purpose. Day 6, Kumba, creativity. Day 7, Imani. Boom. Good looking out, Jesse P. Luis Flores says, would you do a song with Immortal Technique? I already did that. I got a song with Immortal Technique. Horace says, how in the world did you come up with the 2 sides of a story, and did you think people would understand it? I hoped people would understand it, but I give people, people are intelligent, man. I wouldn't have done it if I just didn't feel like people was gonna get it, because what fun would that be? But I'm really thinking about doing another one. I really am. Somebody else asked me about that a while back. I'm thinking about doing another one, a more a better version. Yeah. AFB, all for the beneficent. That's right. Tennessee takeover. I still need to cop that Ronnie Spencer joint. Ronnie been back, man. He powering back up, man. I gotta catch up, man. Okay, come on in, Tech. Say less. Say less. I'm gonna have you in that thing real soon. We ain't been recording the last couple of weeks, but you ain't saying nothing but a word. Watch this. Yeah. Jesse Antolano says, check out Stan Tennant. He decodes the Old Testament, shows how Platonic solids are used to make shadow, which translate into letters and symbols that have meaning, how frequencies activate from. Sounds interesting. Plans nonstop. Can I say hello to Australia? Plans NSA. What's up? There it is. Hello. What's going down? Blessings. Smooth Coaster said, in regards to the true old world, there seems to be a rising of people who have looked into old documentation, alluding to the people of the Americas having a migration to the east. Yeah, I'd have to look at that. Jada Flow, I see you. Y'all as well. Ventriloquist lyricist, there go another OG. Jason Brody says the state of Israel was marked to be in Western Australia back in the 50s, but we had a tough government after World War II, and they opposed it. The only thing not opposed was America's presence. Trip says, who started the hardcore rap? Well, you asking, you know my answer to that. Gangsta Nip is the king of hardcore, the originator. I'm going to stand on that to the world crack. Excel Jamal, what's going on? The Netherlands is in the building. Old Melquios. Appreciate you, my brother. A lot of y'all, make sure y'all subscribe, man. Brad Warden Alexander said, Holla at Me is a great song. Salute to you. I appreciate that. Hip hop ain't dead. It lives in the South. It lives everywhere. It lives everywhere. Whoever it lives in, that's where it lives. Yeah. Sebastian, what's going on? Yeah, I don't do astrology. You can't tell me, well, you're a Sagittarius, so that means that you're this and you're that. Yeah, but the person who's supposed to be an Aquarius is that too. It's the person that's supposed to be a Leo that's that too. All characteristics exist in all different types of people. It's no one so-called sign has the market cornered on certain behavior patterns, certain ways of thinking, certain personality traits. That's just ridiculous to me. Yeah, that's ridiculous, man. We got to be more mature than that. That's another way they make a lot of money too. I can set up shop and hey, man, let me read your horoscope, and I can tell you some basic general stuff that could apply to anybody. Really Real says, do you know anything about water consciousness? You'd have to be going more into detail. Trip Doctor says, I'm miserable in life right now. I feel lost and trapped in my mind, and I've been trying my best to get out. It started around COVID, and I haven't bounced back mentally yet. Any advice? I mean, the question would be, why do you think? Why? What do you think is the reason that you feel lost and trapped? Like, what? It had to be a catalyst. For me to be able to tell you any advice, I would have to know what you think triggered it. You just woke up one day and I was, oh man, I'm just. But whatever it is, man, you got to trust in God. You got to pray on that, man, and work your way through it. And you got to put it into a perspective. You got to ask yourself, man, is it that serious? I understand sometimes the mind can feel away and it's hard to shake, but you gotta see what's the root cause of it. Best Local says practice gratitude, positive thinking, mindfulness, and savoring of positive thoughts and experiences to make positive daily rewrites of your neural network to improve outcome. Yeah, that's great advice. Jada Flow says, I was catching up on your music a few days ago. Sometimes I think, man, it's going to take years to catch up. Just take your time, brother. And I got some more coming. Yeah. Brad Warren says, stay the course. We're spiritual beings on a human journey. Don't let the world bring you down. Yeah, you got to not take certain things so serious. like I say, I will wait until you say what you think is the cause of it. Because I ain't no doctor. I don't even play one on TV. But I know that when you go to the doctor's office, the doctor's gonna ask you what's wrong, what are you feeling, and then based on that, then when they check and do tests on you, they can say, okay, this is what's going on. Then they will prescribe you something. But we ain't prescribing no pharmaceuticals. We trying to prescribe some mental pharmaceuticals. So I would have to know. You know what I'm saying? Cryptic B, I see you. Individual G, I see you. Ungrateful Ninja says, I'm headed to Egypt in a few hours. Wow, man, I wish I was going with you. Appreciate the love, Jimmy. Yeah, Kambata is amazing, without a doubt. Somewhere. What's up, nephew? I see you. You done changed the name on us, huh? You love them big words. It makes sense now. Euplocephalus. Al Powell says, man, is there still lyrical dudes and storytellers nowadays? Yeah, absolutely. Bunch of them. See, again, the word suppression. They suppress. Look, man, we don't understand and fathom how dirty this industry is. They suppress anything, any artist, any content that will be impactful in raising the consciousness of the people. They ain't trying to let that get out no more. They don't want to deal with that no more. They don't want no more hip hop revolutions. They don't want any more mass awakenings in hip hop no more. They don't want that because they have such a grip and a control over it now. Like when somebody asked me about the drill music earlier, they got a grasp on it. They know exactly what to put out. They know exactly what type of artists to let hit the mainstream, to let hit the ears of our youth. They know what type of music to put out. They know what to do in terms of bringing our women down. All of that, man. Getting our brothers, putting music that influences our brothers to go out and do wrong and get incarcerated and all that, man. I'm telling you. This thing is deep. This ain't just some young people making music and the young people just ignorant and man, this is a formula being worked out on us, man. I tell you, man. Seems like our youth are actually doing the things that the drill rappers rap about. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the plan. See, if it smells good enough, we'll eat it. And if it tastes good to us, we'll keep eating it. So in music, if it sounds good to us, we'll listen. And if it really sounds good to us, we will emulate what we're hearing in those sounds because they will release music that will popularize negative things. So We'll come out with a song that glorifies a certain drug. We'll come out with a song that glorifies a certain drink, certain alcoholic beverages, sipping some syrup or something. We'll come out with songs that glorify shooting and killing each other. We'll come out with songs that glorify pimping and being strippers and taking. I'm gonna take these dudes for all their money. They gotta pay me. If they want some of this, they gotta pay me. They gotta do this. But again, it's a formula. So yeah. So now you have a whole generation being influenced by what they hearing their favorite artists do, because you put the right beat under it, put the right hook on it, it's gone. We got to stop falling for that. And I'm talking about we. When I say we, I'm talking about the artists. We gotta be like, nah, man. Because a lot of times we are not in a mature enough state, or we so locked in on money that we either don't understand the impact that it's having, the negative impact that it's having on us as a community, or because of the money, we don't even care. Because that's the first thing we'll go to when we get criticized for that content. Well, man, y'all just mad because I'm making money. No, nobody's mad that you're making money. We're disappointed that you let money trick you into contributing to the destruction of your people. We just disappointed. But if you never understood the game, we can't 100% blame you, even though you know right from wrong. That's why I say 100%, because it is, any crazy lyrics I ever wrote, any bad lyrics I ever wrote, any negative lyrics, any nasty lyrics that I ever wrote in my life, I knew they was nasty. I knew they was negative. I knew I was talking crazy. I knew it. I wasn't stupid. So there is a degree of self accountability that has to be spoken of. But on the grand scale, this industry pushes that. They ain't trying to sign no conscious rappers. Because again, they don't want no new awakening. They don't want no new hip hop revolution, because they got caught up in the first one. And they was like, whoa. So they figured it out. Oh, we let some stuff slip through the cracks. We got to fill these prisons up. They keep listening to Public Enemy. We ain't going to fill up these prisons. Trying to tell you. Trying to catch up, man. Tennessee says the Ghetto Boys had a message if you were paying attention. That's right. So did NWA. So did Too Short. A lot of the so-called gangster rappers back in the days and all that, plenty of consciousness. But everybody harped on the gangster stuff. That's why the name of my new album is Bing Bing. Jesse P says, I've had my intellectual property stolen in the realm of politics and activism. Yeah, it ain't about just art. Jay Bell says, I seek something from these meetings between us here online. It is if we're taking a look into the inner workings of the universe, but on a human being level scale. Yeah, we feed each other. We teach each other. We learn from each other. I learn from y'all. I don't come on here like I'm just the like I know everything. MindQuest says Dave walked away from 50 million for a reason. Yeah, Dave Chappelle, he didn't want to sell out. His intellectual property was being compromised. They was trying to change. See, think about this. See, this is how they get you. Why would Comedy Central, why would they take a show that has been super successful, flawlessly successful? First 2 seasons of Chappelle Show, classic, iconic. Why would they decide in the 3rd season that they want to just all of a sudden change? They want to bring in new writers. They want to change the direction of certain things in the show. Why would you want to fix something that ain't broke? And to, in their mind, remove any possible resistance of the creator of the show, Dave Chappelle, will give you $50 million. Now, the average person would have took that 50 million and said, okay, yeah, y'all go and do what y'all got to do. But somebody who took pride in their work and did not want to see the brand that they created watered down or compromised or changed in a way that will make his diehard supporters disappointed, he was like, nah, I'm not finna do that. Y'all keep the money. I'm done. And he done made that money back probably 2-3 times over. But why would you want to change it if there's nothing wrong with it? What was the real motive? What was the real motive? Theos Omni, what's going down? Really real, it's all good. Jada Flo said, I think some or more people don't explore enough like subgenres, for example, or a history of hip hop and whatnot. We rarely explore the history of anything that we jump into. I see you, brother Chris. Walaikum salam. I see y'all can't beat the Spurs, huh? Something about that Spurs matchup ain't lining up right. But OKC, I mean, it's regular season. Who knows what happened in playoffs? But said Cat Williams says why Dave walked away. Appreciate that, Luis Flores. I appreciate the love, Brandon. Well, you know I don't celebrate Christmas, man, but still a blessing. Every day is a blessing. Like Sade said, every day is Christmas, and every night is New Year's Eve. Louise says, K, your music has helped millions of people who go through it, especially suffering in any ways. Even if you don't remember your songs, you help somebody get through. Man, all praise is due to Allah. I appreciate it. Yeah, yay. Trying to catch up, y'all. So I'll be trying to get all of y'all, man. I promise. It's an open topic, so what's on your mind? What's on your mind? We have emotions, but we can't be controlled by our emotions, y'all. We can't be over emotional. We can't let the littlest things take us over the edge, bro. It only takes a second to crash out these days. I mean, it always has, but it's more magnified now. Only takes a second. You got to stop and ask yourself, is it worth it? Whatever that it might be. You have to create purpose for yourself. Jay Bell says it's a balance. Yeah. Doom Marine from the Boogie Down, Bronx. I'm trying to stay up, man. Much love, Doom. Appreciate the love. Boogie Down, Bronx, Boogie Down, Bronx. You got the old school, remember that song. Troy Flynn says, could you talk about the difference between soul and spirit if you have any intel on that? Never really gave it any thought just to separate the two. I could come up with what I believe to be a difference. Spirit being just that essence, that energy within us. When I hear soul, it makes me think more so of the content of that spirit, and it's just me talking. Just the content of that spirit, the um, the ingredients of it. Somebody say, well, man, he's singing, but his singing ain't got no soul in it. Somebody say, man, I looked into the dude and it's like he didn't have no soul. I didn't see no soul. He would say, oh man, he sold his soul. So when I hear soul, I think about the content, the dimensions of the spirit. The spirit itself being just that energy. But I've never had time to think on that. That's just what comes to my mind, you know. Some people will go more deep into it because you never hear people who believe in heaven and hell being a physical place. For the people who believe that when you die, you go to heaven or hell as these two physical places, one or the other, they will say, if somebody's mad at you, they say, man, I hope your soul burns in hell. Or say, God bless his soul. They never say, man, I hope your spirit burns in hell. So the soul to me just represents more of what your ingredients are. But characteristics can be applied to spirit too. Because people will say, man, he just didn't give off the right. It was just something in my spirit that didn't sit well. But they'll say, man, it was just something in my soul that I just felt deep in my soul. Who is that? Oh man, that's my wife. She's my soul mate. They don't say it's my spirit mate. It's my soul mate. Soul is the ingredients. Y'all tell me what y'all think. J. Bell says, is eating condiments fasting? Because once upon a time, I remember someone telling me, Chad, if I have some ketchup, that is not a Hey, it depends on what kind of fast you're doing. If normally your fast is gonna come with rules, or it's gonna be stipulated, meaning that if you see a Muslim and he says it's Ramadan and I'm fasting for Ramadan, then there are rules, meaning, okay, from the daylight hours, from sun up to sundown, from sunrise to sunset, he's not going to eat or drink anything. So that means you don't eat or drink anything. So I can't come and say, well, I just ate a pack of ketchup. I didn't really break. No, you ate a pack of ketchup. You ate something. I just took a little, I just poured some water in the little cap. I was really thirsty, so I just poured a little water in this cap, and you drunk something. You broke the rules. So, but if your fast is, well, man, I'm not eating no meat for 24 hours, and you go eat a pack of ketchup, technically, I just believe in, if you're going to do it, do it. Do it right. Don't try to find a shortcut or a way to get around it. Or if you're going to do it, do it. Because that's the whole purpose of it. The whole purpose of a fast is to build your resistance up, to build your resistance and strengthen yourself to go long periods of time without things that are natural. So you're defeating the purpose if you break. That's the whole purpose why you fasted in the first place. Troy says, what's a significant way that people could tell and decipher the things around them that connect them to the past and future at a high vibration? What does that mean? Let me read your question. You say a significant way that people can tell and decipher the things around them that connect them to the past and future at a high vibration. I mean, you would first have to be real observant, in my opinion. You got to really have your antenna up, and you got to be looking for that kind of stuff. If you're just kind of going through life, not even focusing in on that type of stuff, there may be stuff like that all around you that you never take note of because you're not locked in on that. But if you're a person who looks for signs and things of that nature to try to figure out, and again, I ain't talking about from no spooky point of view, just, because there are things that come into our life and things that we encounter that can have an effect on us or can connect us, that can be bridges to the future or to the past. We just got to be looking. We got to be looking for that stuff. But on the same time, it's a slippery slope because we also can't be crazy enough to start getting into our own mind. That's how people lose it. Because you look at anything. Well, that was a pin on the ground at 422, and I remember my birthday is 422, and now that means this. When you start creating and making weird stuff up. If I understood your question right. I'm coming. I know you mean well, but I don't feel like talking. What you know about that, Jimmy? Trip says, who was the first breakout artist from SPC? I live in Terrell, Texas, outside of Dallas, and the first artist I heard was Gangsta Nip shortly after. Well, that's the order. Yeah, Gangsta Nip, the terrorist. But Nip was the first SPC artist to bust out big on a worldwide scale. Yep. No question about it. I had to jump down, y'all. Hit List Records, what's going down? I see you. I skipped some, y'all, just to try to catch up because I wanna bring it in, and I don't want to miss some of y'all. Screwed Up 85. I see you. Much love. Okay, Robert. Screwed Up 85 in the building. Christos Demetrios, you like that, Illusions? Massini Troy says, our souls have been given to us and then returned to the Lord when we die. Spirit can also be given to us by him, but spirit cannot die. I'm gonna have to look deeper into that. I just gave my little synopsis on it, but that's a really good question. Eradicate foes with expedience. Recipe is poison, devious. They'll die immediately after reading the ingredients. Okay, Phantom Face, I see you. Jesse P says energy, meaning the soul, is never destroyed, it's just transferred. But that's what I'm saying. Some people would say the soul and the spirit is the same thing. I'm separating them based on how I hear people use the terms, but I don't have to be right, y'all. I'm just speaking my angle on it, because y'all making some good points too. But I'm not gonna never sit up here and act like this. What I say is just the absolute. Brandon says, I hardly celebrate Christmas myself, but I have my obligations to see certain family members this time of year and hope for it to be pleasant because it can be the most stressful time. Yeah, I think everybody, yeah. I spend time with my family too around this time of year. You're right. Yeah. When I tell y'all what, if my music have helped 1 million people, they must have been listening to it from their homeboy, because 1 million people ain't bought it. Judah Benjamin Music says, same with the Boondocks. Then thought they could just do the show without the credit. They got some nerve. They always do that. Well, we'll just do it without them. No, it's not the same. How arrogant they are. Suck Suey, I see you. They'll take something that you create, something that you make great, and they'll try to switch it up and change it, and they'll think that they did the same thing with did they do that with Scary Movie with the Wayans brothers? Didn't they try to water Scary Movie down? Just they have no creativity, they have no talent. But once they see yours, they'll go, oh, okay. You know what'll be funny? No, it won't be funny. You know what you should rap about? Y'all, they just corny, man. It's weird and corny, man. It's crazy. Really Real says, I read somewhere that our subconscious thinks that we are experiencing the things that we watch on screens. Do you believe that? No, I don't believe that. Because I could be watching something horrible. I don't think I'm experiencing it at all. I'm just watching, okay, wow, that's crazy. I don't think that at all. Maybe there's a deeper explanation of it, but yeah. Brother Christopher says, you haven't matched his work. Farrakhan, lyrically, you carry the same spirit. Membership. Why Master Father Muhammad sent for Elijah both times he was arrested. That's you to the minister with your career. Well, I appreciate the love, bro, but I don't like to equate myself to any of the minister's works. I just try to take what he has taught us, just like you do, and do the best I can to, like the messenger told the minister, to put it into my language. Yeah, yeah. PIS 187 says, I was sleeping on your song Attack Mode. I appreciate that, man. They'll never find you when I choose to take you out of position. When I get you, even the city where you live will be missing. So listen, I'll thunder you for a month or two and stare at a photograph until the people in it start looking uncomfortable. The builder who was made to create you. It took 20 years to make you, only to take 5 seconds to break you. A jacket full of bombs, come try it on. My tongue is so high strong, it had to be registered like a firearm. Revamping after canceling, ceramic men began dancing when entranced with strands of my audio antigens. No memory ever fled from my thoughts. I even remember the day my sperm body found that egg in the dark. Your spirit smolders when I'm veering over. Because soon as I approach you, the sun veers in closer to hear me roast you. I strike when you boast, defeat you, then freeze you 300 years, heat and release you just to beat you in front of new folks. I appreciate that. God is great, man. If God bless me to make some music that helps somebody, man, then give him all the credit. Don't give it to me. Yeah. Best Local said I did a 7-day fast once. Yeah, that's strong. I ain't never went that far. I like to. Yeah, Phantom Face said, I never heard somebody say they sold their spirit. I used to think souls represent God and spirits are what? Maybe soul is contained in the spirit. Let me shut up because I don't know. I don't like to just talk on stuff that I'm not. That was a really good question. You're going to make me ask somebody that I believe can answer that question. I got to go higher. I got to go to a higher. I got to go to a greater God. Yeah. Bruce R42, what's up? North Dallas here. Y'all still going. Bet. Audio optics. The process used to transmit through your mental highway. I say what I see, then make you see what I say. Come on, man. Y'all so y'all get it. Y'all be getting it. What's up, Juan, out there in Denver, Colorado? Denver, Colorado always representing hard. What's the movie quote? You can't sell your soul because it doesn't belong to you. And that's always been the thing. He sold his soul to the devil. He signed a contract. Yeah. You hear about evil spirits. You don't hear about evil souls. Because the words are used. The words are used differently, in different manners, in different contexts. Yeah. Massini Troy says selling your soul to the devil would mean you're going against the Most High in all you do. No one can survive long doing that. Man. Let me ask y'all a question. I want to ask y'all a question. Let me see what y'all answers are on this one. If somebody sells their soul, meaning, because I don't believe in no physical, this physical thing called the devil, the red man with the pitchfork. Like I say, he's going to appear in a puff of smoke and have a contract. If you sign your name, you can have all the things you want. Just give me your soul. Selling your soul to me, of course, like many of y'all, it just means that you abandoned all righteous principles that are related to a certain aspect or maybe all aspects, and you just decided that for whatever these evil entities that control the world are able to offer you, you have degenerated, you have just lost all positive character traits to receive those things. You didn't want to wait on God to give you those things. You chose to microwave it and get it from the devil. But his came with the stipulation that now you have to do what I want you to do. You have to do my bidding. You have to do what I want you to do. And usually that's something that would compromise, that's compromising of any good principles and character traits. Right? So that's the definition, that's the layout. The question I have to y'all is that once somebody sells their soul, do y'all believe that they can ever get it back? Can you reverse the sale of your soul? Can you reverse the selling of your soul? Meaning, well, let me let y'all answer the question first. Is there any coming back from it? Because in the Black community, we use that term a lot because we see a lot of our brothers and sisters, they will go down that road and they will do things for money and position, and they will do these things in association with individuals who we view to be ungodly in the most extreme way, because I ain't acting like none of us is pure godly. Then, when the very entity that they sell their soul to try to get their favor from, when that very entity dumps them, which usually always happens, they either try to come back, they try to ease their way back, or they just in limbo. Can you come back? Baby, come back. Any kind of fool could see I was blind, and I just can't live without you. Let me see. Smooth Coasting says you have the spirit, mind, and body, which compose your total existence. Okay. Through the spirit, you pick up on vibrations, which are decoded in the mind, where you then manifest through your body. Okay. I thought you was going to connect that to the souls and the spirit some kind of way. Baby, come back. Yeah. Jada Flow says, I think if you sold your soul, then you convinced yourself of something false, but that still has an effect if the resource is there. Yes. Broussard says, hot take. So this guy sells his soul to the devil in order to be really good playing guitar. So he starts playing and still isn't good. The devil says, dude, you still got to practice. Still looking for that answer to this question, y'all. Best local agent says, I believe through Jesus Christ and God prayers for salvation, anything is possible. My opinion on the topic doesn't matter. Your opinion does matter. Because, yeah, I mean, look, God can bring you back if you want to come back. A lot of people have hit rock bottom by their own doing. If you get on drugs real bad, that's a form of selling your soul. It's not always about giving it to an industry, giving it to Hollywood or the music business or corporate powers in the business world or politics. You can sell your soul on a bunch of levels. You can just decide, man, I'm gonna hit this pipe. I'm gonna go pookie on these boys. And you can come back. Smooth Coaster said the soul belongs to God, in my opinion, period. He ultimately can choose if he wants to redeem you or not. I'm also not very knowledgeable. Well, I mean, God helped those who helped themselves, so you got to choose to want to be redeemed. Take one step towards him, he'll take two towards you. All the basic terms that you hear. So I'm of the belief that God wants us to be better and be our best selves. So if we want to be better, we can be better. And I believe he'll assist us in being better. I was wrong, and I just can't live without you. Tripp says, yes, they can get it back, but you have to make an ultimate sacrifice. You might lose all the worldly possessions and fame, and that will be the challenge for a lot of people. Yeah. You giving the devil back what he gave you. That's right. Phantom Face says that's because 90% of the things that happen to you in life are your own fault. We choose. The term doesn't say the devil took your soul. The term says he sold his soul to the devil. She sold her soul. So that's a conscious thought. If I want to take my watch to the pawn shop and pawn it or sell it, that's a conscious decision that I chose to do that. I didn't walk in the pawn shop and do snatch my watch off. You saw something that this world had that you wanted and was willing to give it all up. Connie says, God always to redeem his children. All right, man, y'all drop y'all locations, man. I'm going to shout y'all out. Wants to redeem. I got you, Connie. Soul is the mind. Just like heart is the mind. People say, man, I believe in my heart that this person is gonna. The heart don't think. It's metaphorical. Because the heart is associated with a lot of times with emotion and with feeling. I just believe deep in my heart. And where else? Deep in my soul. But it's really the mind. It's the mind. This is where thought, this is where all the action is up here. The heart is an organ that pumps blood. Smooth Coasting is in Arlington, Texas. Demetrius Russo is in Chicago. Trip Doctors in Terrell, Texas. Home of Jamie Foxx. Old Mel Creose is in Southeast H-Town. Let me see. Phantom Face says, once you condone negotiation, it's looking bad for you. You just entertained it, huh? Emmett, what's going on? Sweden in the building. Jesse P in Denver C. Phantom Face in the 614. DeMario is in San Diego, California. Christos is in Brockton, Massachusetts. Brockton, Massachusetts. Ain't that's where Rocky Marciano is from? Best local agent, Worcester, Massachusetts. Massachusetts up in this thing. Luis is in Orange County, Cali. Cali representing hard. Connie say you got to get your mind right. Connie is in San Diego. Old Mel says shout out to Grim. Yeah, salute to OG. Dollar bill, y'all. Come flying in at the last hour. I'm gonna take that conversation further, soul and spirit and all that. Jimmy is in Addison, Alabama. Yeah, Rocky. Marvin Hagler too. That's right. Marvin Hagler is from Brockton. Yeah, yeah. All right, man. Once again, before we go, if y'all late night owls are still up, go check out the Underground Dialogue podcast latest episode with Ronnie Spencer. I still haven't looked at that, Brother Chris. I see it. I know it's on Brother Ben's page, so I have it in my mind to look at it. And I saw the trailer where Yakub was a little boy. Yeah, I saw that. He had the big head. I did see the trailer. Yeah. It's all good, dollar. I'll see you tomorrow, man. And I'll catch y'all. I got a busy day, so I might not get on here. Maybe Sunday, but I don't know. All right, man. I'll catch y'all later on. Y'all make sure y'all go order the new comic book, Annihilation of the Evil Machine. That's the website. If y'all didn't know we had a new comic book out, now you know. Go purchase it. Right now. No, right now. Really Real is in Eastern Washington. Oh, good. Oh, good. All right, y'all. Peace.